Hello, everybody. Hi, how are you? Hello, hello. Welcome to another IELTS Journey with me. But this one is still the warm up for the workshop IELTS Booster. Okay, so we're still warming up. Workshop starts on Monday. Yay! All right. So again, guys, welcome to another IELTS Journey with Fabi. My name is Fabi. I'm an English teacher here in Brisbane, Australia. And this is a warm up for the workshop IELTS Booster. It's a free event where I will tell you the way to get the score you need on the IELTS test and do the test only once. All right. And if you haven't joined yet, if you're watching me on Instagram, you can just type join. If you're watching me on YouTube, you can go to Instagram and type join. And you get a message from me where you will be able to join the workshop. Okie dokie. All right. So you can tell me where you guys are watching this from. I always love to know where you guys are watching from. Okay. And today we will be talking about a topic that it's funny because I feel that most people have problems with writing. I don't know if you've started your journey on the IELTS test yet, but most people have problems with writing on the IELTS test. But nowadays, I've been feeling that some people are having more problems with reading than writing. Okay, if you want to write it in the comments, you can tell me how you feel. Okay, so is your biggest problem at the moment writing or reading? Okay, and I feel that maybe the main reason is because people are not reading as much anymore. And on the IELTS test, some of the readings can be quite long. Okay. And we need to practice. Okay. So that's what I'm going to talk to you guys about today. But not just practice, but I'm going to talk about finishing the reading on time. hmm So, how many of you have had problems with the reading part of the IELTS test because you can't finish on time? I was doing some practice with some students yesterday, and I said to them, okay, I said, oh, how much time do you think you need? They were like, 30 minutes. I was like, no, I think you only have 20. And they're like, oh my God, no, 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 no. And actually, with strategies, they managed to finish on time. But you need your strategies. Okay. So we're going to talk a little bit about that today. Okay, so oh yeah, someone said writing. Yeah, so the biggest problem is writing. Yeah, some people are getting really high scores in reading and then lower scores in writing. I don't know if that's your case, Rodrigo. Yeah, but recently I've helped a few people and they needed 6 overall, and they were getting 6 in writing, but 5.5 in reading. So we needed to do some reading work. All right, um, so today we're going to talk about time management. Okay. Time management is important throughout the IELTS test. Okay. You need time management in the listening, you need time management in the speaking, you need time management in the writing. But I do feel that people struggle more with time in the reading part. Okay. So that's why we're going to talk about this today. But why? Because with the reading part, you have to read. If you're going to do the academic one, you have to read 3 long texts in 1 hour. If you're going to do the general one, you have to read 2 short texts, 2 medium texts, and 1 long text. And you have to answer 40 questions in 60 minutes. And the recommended time is 20 minutes for part 1, 20 minutes for part 2, 20 minutes for part 3. All right? So you have 3 parts, 20 minutes each part. So you have 40 questions to answer in 1 hour. And most people think it's a bit too much, right? So working with your time management is extremely important because remember, guys, for the IELTS test, our main objective is to answer the questions. We are not there to read because the topic is interesting. Sometimes the topic is not that interesting. All right. So we are not there to read. We are there to answer the questions. Okay. Correctly. So we can get a good score. So we can achieve our goals. Right. So we have to find effective ways to read. I'm not going to say that you have to do it quickly. I don't really think you should be doing it quickly. You should be doing it effectively because maybe if you do it quickly, yeah, you can answer the questions, but maybe it's all wrong. So you have to do it effectively. It's not about speed, it's about doing it in the right way, the way that will make you get the answers correctly, the way that will get you a high score. Okay, so we're going to talk a little bit about that. So that's something that I want you guys to keep in mind. uh Time, today we're going to talk about time management, but it's not about being fast, it's about being effective. Okay, avoiding things that take a long time. Okay, so if you are starting your IELTS journey, you probably don't know yet what takes you time, the things that you're going to do that you're going to take a lot of time. I know because I've been doing it for a long time, so I can tell you in advance. Okay. But if you're doing it alone, it might be hard for you to identify that. But that's something that you have to think about. You have to think about, what am I doing here that is taking me so long? Okay. And even the people, some of my students, when they started studying with me, they were already practicing and they were getting high scores. But after working with time management, they improved even more. Okay. I had students getting 8.5 in reading. That makes me think that, the strategies really work. Okay. But again, you have to apply and see if it works for you. Okay. So let's start. All right. Let's start. So time management in the reading part is being able to finish reading the text and finishing answering the questions in 1 hour. That's time management. Okay. That's what you should be doing. Okay. So, but then what is the problem? Like I said, people think that just doing things fast is enough. And if you finish, it's enough. No, you have to finish it correctly. We need to get the answers correctly. That's the big thing. All right. And then we have to work towards that. Okay. And with time management compared to the other parts of the IELTS test, for example, in listening, we have to think about the time before we start listening. For speaking, we have part two. And in part two, we have to think about talking for 2 minutes. So again, time again. And for the writing part, we have to do 2 pieces of writing in 1 hour. Okay. So there are other, so we need time management throughout the IELTS test. Okay. So having strategies to manage your time is extremely important. Okay. So um today we're going to talk about time management for reading. And what I'm going to tell you for time management will work for general and academic. Okay, guys, it will work for both. So it doesn't matter if you're doing, you can even tell me in the comments if you want whether you're going to do academic or general. Okay. But it will work for both, everything I'm going to tell you today. Okay, from my own experience and also from what I get from my students. Okay, okay. All right. So one of the things that most people do wrong, okay, maybe you are doing it wrong and you can tell me if you are. People tend to read everything. That's one mistake that people make. Okay. And guys, to be able to get a high score, you don't have to read everything. Okay. You just have to understand the text. You have to know what the text is about. Okay. Of course, there are ways of doing it. Unfortunately, I don't have enough time to get into it today, but there are specific strategies that you can use so you don't have to read everything. Okay, but that's something that I want you guys to keep in mind today. Okay, you don't have to read everything. If you are doing it, you are doing it incorrectly. Because if you think about it, the answers, they are not in each single part of the text, they are in specific parts of the text. And there are strategies that will help you get there. Okay, that will help you just go to the right answers. Okay, I don't know if you've talked to people who have been studying for the IELTS test. I mean, studying for the IELTS test in the correct way, of course. They say, I've had students saying that they look at the text and they know it's funny because they go straight for the answers because they have the techniques and they have the strategies and they don't read the full text. And it's funny because um, we believe that to answer questions correctly, we have to read everything. It's actually the opposite. And that's actually what the IELTS people are trying to test. Check if you know, all right, so this person wants to go to university here in Australia. But can this person read correctly? Because when this person goes to university, this person will have to read a book. And if this person can't read correctly, this person won't be able to succeed and get a high score for the in the university, won't be able to pass. So that's what they are trying to check if you can do, guys. And if you can't, use the opportunity to learn. All right. Okay, because if you pass the IELTS test, if you get the score you need, you'll be able to go to university. And after university, you will need those reading skills. Okay, and I think that's something that sometimes people forget, that the skills you learn when you're studying for the IELTS test, if you're studying the correct way, okay, so the skills you learn when you're studying the correct way, you'll be able to use forever. Okay, yeah, so yeah, forever and never and ever. Okay, so that's one thing. So and I know that lots of people don't have a lot of time to practice. Okay, lots of people don't have time to practice, but when it comes to reading, if you are not doing that well in the reading part, you have to practice. You have to, because then you'll be able to apply the strategies. Okay, and when you apply the strategies, you will see where you're at, if you're getting a high score or not, and what you can do to improve. Because after each test, you have to stop and you have to analyze and you have to check what you're doing wrong, what you're doing right, and you have to improve. Otherwise, you always get the same score, same score, same score. Okay. And today, what we're talking about is time management. And you learn time management through practice, through applying strategies. Okay. And that's something that you have to keep working on and keep thinking about. And well, at least with my students, what we do is I have lots of recommendations, like try this, try that. And if for any reason the strategies they are using don't work, I'll give them new strategies. Hmm. You see, like I said before, I've had students who started with me at a 7, now they're at 8 in the writing. So okay, guys, so that's what we have to do. Okay, oh yeah, so we talked about reading everything. Okay. And another thing, okay, another thing that we have to think about is words you don't know. Okay, words you don't know. How many of you see a word you don't know and you just get stuck there? You read and go, "Ah, what's this word?" Mm, eh." Don't do that, guys. Okay, remember time management. Time management. We're trying to manage time. We will not stop at words we don't know. There are strategies to use, okay? But you shouldn't be stopping at the words you don't know. That will slow you down. Okay, so we're thinking about what can we do that we can be faster, and what can we do that will help us be more effective. Okay, so that's one of the things. If you look at a word you don't know and you keep thinking about it, maybe there's not even the answer. So why are you there? Why are you wasting time there? Okay, you shouldn't be doing that because that's not going to help you. Okay, I always say that focus on the words you know because the words you don't know are not going to help you. So be very, very careful with that. Okay. But okay, you can write in the comments, guys, how many of you are guilty of seeing a word you don't know and then you go ahead and you think about it, stop there. Okay. I always say that vocabulary should be looked at after you finish the reading test. And of course, there are lots of strategies you can use. Okay. And again, guys, if you again, take the time to practice and improve your skills while you're studying for the IELTS test. It will help you for whatever you want to do. Even if you want to do the general IELTS for to get a better job. If you just take the time to improve your skills, you probably do very well in a job interview. Okay, so if you take the time to improve your vocabulary, okay. So yeah, so we have two things here, right? I'm telling you that if you see a word you don't know, you shouldn't stop. But again, we have to think about the fact that we have to improve our English so we don't see lots of words we don't know, so we can understand better. That's something else we can do. Okay, so we have two things here. We have to be able to not stop at the words. And actually, we should be able to achieve something that would be knowing more and more words. So the words we don't know are fewer, fewer, fewer. Okay, so again, sorry. The IELTS test is a combination of um, English, oh my God, English and strategies. Okay, so everything I'm telling you here, sorry, would be strategies and also English, both. Mhm. Sorry, I'm gonna get some water. Oh my God. Better. Better. Not better. Okay, so, all right. Then, okay. Oh, yeah, this one here. I have a few notes here for you. Um, I think also that one of the things, computer research. Okay, I just had another idea here, guys. Like, excuse me. Okay, I'm taking some notes so I don't forget. All right, another thing that will slow people down, and it's something that you have to think about, is knowing all the types of questions. Yeah, if you have been studying for the IELTS test, you will see that you have a text and you have usually 3 different types of questions for one text. That's usually what you have. Okay. So it takes a lot of time sometimes when you see something and you don't know what to do with it. Okay. So you look at it and you go, oh, one that people get wrong all the time is called heading matching. I don't know if you know what that is. Okay, you should know if you're studying for the IELTS test, you should know. Heading matching, where you have headings and you have to match. And it's funny because usually the headings come before the text. So people look at that and they don't know what to do. And they try to understand. They go, oh my God, what do I have to do here? What do I have to do here? And then they keep reading and they look at it. Oh, is it the text, not the text? Is this the question? And then they go to the text and they go and they read it. Oh, now I know what to do. Guys, you spent 1 or 2 minutes there. And that's valuable time if you really want to finish the test in under 1 hour. Okay. Some people hate this one. I don't know if you are. I personally like it. I think that I have a very good strategy. I tell the students how to do it and they go, oh my God, it's so simple. Yeah, it is very simple. It's so simple. Okay. So, but again, but you have to be able to look at that and know what you have to do. Okay. Because just imagine you're practicing at home and then you timed yourself and say, oh, I'm going to give myself an hour to do this. And then you start doing it and you forget to put a timer on. And next thing you finish, it's an hour and 15 minutes, an hour and 20 minutes. And you go and you think about it. Oh my God, why? Why did it take me that long? Why? You have to know. You have to go back and analyze it. Remember, you have to think about what was easy, what was difficult for you. So when you finish, you have to go back and check, oh my God, what was this part? What was that part? Where did I get stuck? Because if you know that, that's when you can improve. Right? Can you think about that? Just let it sink. Okay, guys, just think about it. You have to be able to know where you're getting stuck. And of course, then you have to think about strategies to improve that. Because if you don't know where you're going to get stuck, if you don't know why you got stuck, you won't be able to progress. And that's why you need to be studying in the correct way. Okay, with structured. That I always talk about structured studying with structure. Okay, it's quite important too. And of course, um, also being able to practice all types of questions before you do the real test. That's structured studying to make sure that you have seen all the types of questions possible before you do the test. Because if you see something new on the day of the real test, first of all, you're going to be stressed. You're going to be so stressed because you're like, oh my God, I've never seen this in my life. I've had some students who came to me with asking for help for the IELTS test. And they came to me and they said, oh my God, the last test was terrible. There was a reading question. There was like this. I was like, oh yeah, this type. And the person said, no, I've never seen this before. And then I showed the person an activity. They were like, oh my God, I've never seen this before. I wish I had done that before the test. And I was like, yeah, you have to. You have to. Okay, to be prepared and to know what's going to happen. Okay, you have to know all the types of questions. Okay, and again, guys, not only about knowing, it's about practicing, and most importantly, okay, in addition to knowing the type, okay, in addition to knowing the type of question, you have to know the strategy, because it doesn't really matter if you say, okay, I've seen this before, but you don't know where to start, don't know how to do it. And each of those ones will require something specific. All right, so just bear this in mind. Okay, and that's something that you guys should be thinking about also. And lots of people get wrong. And if you don't know that, you're just going to waste time. And time is valuable during the IELTS test. Time is valuable. All right? Goody, goody. Okay, now one more thing. One more thing. I just thought about this now. Okay. Computer and paper. Computer and paper. Um, I don't know if you're going to do the IELTS test on the computer or on paper. Some people, they keep thinking about the fact, they keep saying that they're better on paper, it's better to read on paper and all of that. But I do think that you should be doing the IELTS test on the computer. Okay. Because on the day of the test, actually, that's one thing that people are saying saves time. Because when we're doing the test on paper, okay, we go back and forth, and that takes time. If you're going to do the test on the computer, what happens is you have the screen and you have the reading and the questions on the same screen, and you can scroll up and down, up and down, up and down. And that will help you. Okay, that will help you save time being able to scroll. Okay. But then also, of course, we have to be also practicing on the computer because the questions might look a little bit different on the computer. And again, if you see something very different, if you see something very different, okay, something that surprises you. I always say, guys, please, no surprises. You don't want surprise on the day of the test. You want to get there and everything that happens, you know what's going to happen, you know what it's going to look like. Okay. So practice also doing the test on the computer. What does it look like on the computer? Because that will also save you time. All right. Also save you time. Okay. So I have one or two more things to tell you. Okay, but before I tell you those things, if you're watching me today and if you haven't joined the workshop IELTS Booster that starts on Monday, okay, in this workshop, I'll tell you the way to get the score you need on the IELTS test and the test only once, okay? Just type join in the comments, or you can go to my link in bio, my link in bio, to the link in my bio, or you can just type join here and you will get a message from me with a link that you can click on and you can put your best email and I will tell you everything about the workshop. And when you join the workshop, you should also join the WhatsApp group. What's in the WhatsApp group? Well, all the information for the workshop and special lives. Okay, so we had our first special live yesterday. It was pretty cool. Was listening. So, guys, if you want to get the link for the special lives are going to happen tonight, 8 p.m. Australian time. Join the workshop, join the WhatsApp group, and you will receive the link in the WhatsApp group. Okay. And the problem with these lives is that they will only be available until Sunday because they are special warm ups for the workshop. Okay. So once the workshop starts, the lives are not available anymore. Okay. Yesterday we talked about listening, and today we're going to talk about reading. So double reading today. We're talking about time management today, and tonight I have a special content for you. Okay, special content for you. All right. Okay. So guys, let's just do a recap here. All right. So we talked about reading everything. So when it comes to time management, when it comes to finishing on time, reading everything is not the best idea. You shouldn't be reading everything. Okay. Second thing would be paying attention to the words you don't know. You shouldn't be paying attention to the words you don't know. Okay. You should be paying attention to the words you know. All right. Only to the words you know. Okay. Um, Knowing all the types of questions, extremely important. You shouldn't be doing the test if you haven't practiced every single type of question. And when I say practice, I'm not just saying doing the activity. I'm talking about how do we do it? Which strategy? Is it easy for you? Is it difficult for you? Okay. Analyzing everything. Because if you don't do that, you are likely to spend time on it on the day of the test, and if you don't use your time effectively, you are not going to be able to finish everything in 1 hour. Okay. So be very careful with that. Be very, very careful. Okay. And we also talked about doing the test maybe on the computer. So I've heard from most of my students that when they do the reading part on the computer, they save time. They save time because it's a bit easier, because everything is on the same page. Okay. So, yeah. So one thing is next to the other. All right. Okay. So, guys, yeah. So, just one more thing I'd like to talk to you about. Okay. So, I don't know if you have started your IELTS journey yet or not. Okay. But it's already June. Okay. It's already June. And that was something that I was thinking about actually this week. In December last year, beginning of December, there were so many people getting in touch with me because they needed help with the IELTS test. Now, why do you think? Why do you think that so many people were desperate to do the IELTS test in December, beginning of December last year? Who knows? Well, it's because, at least here in Australia, most applications, okay, the deadline will be, I think, mid January, so people can start studying in February. So in December last year, tons of people wanted to do the IELTS test. But guess what? Juju woke up. She's coughing. Hey, Juju. All right, yeah. So most people needed to do the test. But the problem was the application, they had 1 month basically, because the application was going to be, I don't know, the last day for the application would be the 15th of January, and it was beginning of December. So they had less than a month. And of course, it was going to be Christmas. New Year's, like a week and a half. No one was going to do anything. So they had that month to prepare, and they needed really high scores. So if you are thinking about applying for anything next year, guys, you have to start practicing today. You have to start thinking about this today, especially if you need a high score. Okay, 6 or more. You should start today, because it was really frustrating for me to see people freaking out. And I was like, oh my God, but did people just tell you that you have to do the test? They said, no, 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 no. They told me 1 year ago, but the deadline is in 1 month. So I'm going to do it now. And I thought, oh my God. And then these people, of course, at least here in Australia, what happens is if you can't apply for whatever you want to do, you study more English. So you need the money to pay for another course. Okay. I don't know what your problems are, but the longer you wait, the more money you probably spend. Okay. So, guys, just a piece of advice. Okay. Just try, if you need to do the IELTS test for next year, start now. Okay. You don't see my Instagram, okay? My Instagram is full of messages. Fabi, I have 2 weeks. Fabi, no, no. Guys, don't be these people. You're here with me today. Don't be these people. Okay, don't be these people. Try to do in advance. If you have that plan, just try to do it in advance. Please, 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 please. Because I'm not able to help you depending on where you're at and where you need to be. Okay? 2 weeks, not enough. Okay? If you want to do it between Christmas, probably not. Okay? Yeah, no. All right. No, 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 no. Don't. Okay? So, do you guys have any questions for me? Let's have a look at the questions. There were some comments there. Okay. So, let's have a look at the questions. If you have any more questions you can ask, let me go from the beginning. Let me see. Any questions? Any questions on YouTube? Not yet. Let me see. Writing, as some people said, the problems of writing. Goody, goody. Okay. What else? What else? What else? Any more questions here? No. Thanks. You're welcome. Hello. I don't speak Spanish. So something is difficult. Okay. I think William. William, can you write in English? I didn't quite understand. I think you said always something's difficult. Yes. Yeah. Can you write it again, please? All right. Okay, guys. So if you haven't joined the workshop yet, you can type join here and you'll be able to join the workshop. And when you join the workshop, make sure you join the WhatsApp group, because in the WhatsApp group, you will get the extra stuff, the special stuff. And today we're going to have another special live, a special warm up with special content. Okay, we had the first one yesterday. Okay, so some special content for you tonight, but you received the link in the WhatsApp group. Okay, and if you have any other questions, feel free to send me a message. Okay, and I will see you tonight. Okay, all right, see you then. Bye.